Good morning, it's Seigle from Vortexa with a quick intel update on the Suez Canal situation and how we see it potentially affecting oil markets. I'm going to give you a quick 5-minute overview ahead of the Thursday trading day. Our base case assumes that Suez Canal traffic, including oil and gas flows between East and West, will resume soon. However, some operations and shipments are already running late, and I'll detail those in a minute. In the unlikely event that rapid restoration is not achieved, then we could see a bit of a snowball effect that could cause wider repercussions for oil buyers and sellers worldwide. Our preliminary intelligence indicates that 10 crude oil tankers carrying a total of 13 million barrels have already been or could soon be affected by the Suez Canal disruption, depending on its duration. So let's look at 4 distinct areas where we're monitoring the situation. First of all, at the canal's southern entrance, we have 3 laden Suezmax tankers. They're parked, they're waiting to transit north into the Mediterranean Sea. Our data shows no movement on these guys for more than 24 hours. These are already delayed. Second area, at Ain Sukhna, there are 3 laden VLCCs or supertankers that are anchored off of their stated destination of Ain Sukhna. That's the arrival terminal for the transfer of cargoes into the Sumed pipeline and storage system. Now, typically, arriving VLCCs will partially discharge at Ain Sukhna, then they'll transit the canal light loaded, and then they'll reload and top off at the Mediterranean Sumed terminal, Sidi Kerir. We believe that these 3 VLCCs were likely slated for that route and are also delayed by the closure. In Area 3, northbound through the Red Sea, we're looking at 2 laden tankers, an Aframax that we estimate is carrying Yemeni Shabwa crude, and also a Suezmax that we believe is carrying Iraqi Basra heavy. Those 2 are heading north through the Red Sea towards Suez. They have ETAs of 12 hours and 48 hours, respectively. So if the canal isn't reopened and the backlog cleared by those times, then they too risk delayed arrivals to their destinations. And then the 4th area to look at is the Gulf of Aden, a bit to the south. We're looking at 2 more tankers that our sources confirm are both carrying Iraqi Basra light. One of them is a Suezmax, the other one a VLCC. Those are heading through the Gulf of Aden in the direction of Suez. Now, these 2 are several days away from arrival, so only if flows are not restored by then would these shipments risk a material delay. We're also watching 2 empty tankers that are stuck south of the canal, and they can't reach their Mediterranean load ports. This highlights one of the risks of contagion that a slower recovery from this disruption would entail. You know, a lot of people have noted that, hey, the Sumed network and Israel's Eilat to Ashdod pipeline can transport oil east and west of Suez. That's going to be a little comfort, though, to refiners in the Mediterranean European area, unless available tanker capacity in the Mediterranean remains sufficient for those final mile deliveries to those refineries. In the unlikely event that flows remain disrupted for more than a few days, some European refiners could run short, particularly of sour crude feedstocks. And that would, of course, tighten an otherwise weak physical European market. In that case, we would see inventories draw down to offset some or most of that shortfall, but also the inventory drawdown reduces your cushions, could result in some price strength. A longer-term disruption could also complicate crude deliveries in other regions of the world, as tankers that are running late on their current assignment will necessarily also be late to load and deliver on their next scheduled voyages, and that could be anywhere around the world. Additional kind of snowball effects could take the form of slower deliveries of US crude and NGLs to Eastern markets. Expected flows of refined products like naphtha and distillates would also risk delays. However, it bears repeating that the prospect of a long-lasting disruption currently seems low probability. And so our base case, again, is for relatively quick restoration of oil flows with minimal oil supply-demand consequences for east and west of Suez. From Houston, Texas, this is Seigle with Vortexa. Have a great day.